Right now at noon, confused about what's included in the new Kansas food sales tax? We'll break it down.
And it's cold outside again today, but we've got a lot more sunshine. We'll talk about temperatures for today and the next several days coming up.
And with 4 separate votes, the House is still looking to settle on who will be the chamber's next speaker.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The new year means a new food sales tax rate for Kansans, but the changes come with several exemptions. This is KOAM News at Noon. I'm Tanya Bach. With grocery prices still on the rise, you may not have noticed a drop in some of the taxes you pay. Now, Kansas's new food sales tax rate went into effect on Sunday. The rate is reduced to 4%. Plus any city or county sales tax, and it applies to most grocery store items, but there are many exemptions that will continue to be taxed at the old 6.5% rate. Sean Lodging helps break down what you need to know.
January 1st, Kansas saw the state food sales tax rate drop to 4%. It was at 6.5%. But that's not what some of you are seeing on your receipts. That's because there are local sales taxes, which in Sedgwick County is set at 1%. That's why, at this newest rate, you're taxed at 5% in Sedgwick County. Most of the items you find on the grocery store shelves fall under that new rate, but others will remain taxed at that 6.5% rate. For example, alcohol. If you get your sliced meat from the deli, that will be at 4%. But if that meat is between slices of bread with lettuce, cheese, and tomato, prepped and sold by the store, it's 6.5%. Prepared food, whether cold, heated, or that will need to be reheated, remains at 6.5%. Think your store rotisserie chickens, store packaged sliced apples, and charcuterie boards. Whether something comes with utensils, a knife, fork, spoon, napkins, plates, straw, could determine if you pay the old or new rate. Take and bake pizzas, for example, aren't considered prepared food, so it's taxed at 4%. But if it comes with utensils, it's 6.5%. Same for bakery items like a wedding cake. No utensils, 4%, with 6.5%.
That was Sean Lodging reporting. The new state rate will drop again over the next 2 years until it zeroes out. And in case you're wondering, Missouri's current food sales tax is just over 1%. And in Oklahoma, lawmakers are working to eliminate the Sooner State's 4.5% grocery tax. Well, a new business is going to the dogs in Iola, Kansas, but in a good way. It's not a new restaurant or even a store. Chasing Tails is a new dog training business in Iola, Kansas. Chase Martin is using his experience working with dogs in the military to help dog owners train their pups.
I wanted to offer a service around this area for dog owners. That seemed to be something that was definitely lacking, and definitely lacking on the scale of a one-on-one connection with the handler.
You can find contact information for Chasing Tails on our website on KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, it's chilly today, but turning out to be a rather nice day. Chris Warner joins us with the first look at the forecast.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, in terms of how things look, as you can see, we got fairly clear skies out there. We've got plentiful sunshine. The wind, it's a little gusty, but it's not too terrible. And unfortunately, though, as nice as it looks, it's still a little bit on the cold side. MoDOT camera, I-44 and range line, plentiful sunshine and clear roads out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear. System that brought us our severe weather Monday off in the southeast now, and they've been dealing throughout the day with severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, and a tornado watch, as you can see out there as well, as this system continues to roll on out of here. So our normals were supposed to be 44 for our high as a normal and 25 for the low, and our high today is only expected to be a degree above that. Our low just a couple of degrees above that. So yeah, it's cold, but we're on track for normal. We have 41 Iola, 46 Chanute, 42 in Joplin, 41 Neosho, and 42 in Miami. But with that light breeze, it does make it feel a little bit colder. 34 Webb City, Neosho, Iola, 39 is what it feels like in Parsons right now. It feels like 33 in Lamar. So as mentioned, we're looking still at a high of about 45 degrees today. Winds could still be gusting upwards of about 20 miles an hour. Will otherwise be mostly clear through the day. See some clouds building in later this evening, down to 36 by 8 o'clock. We'll take a look at your complete forecast and your evening out forecast when here in just a few minutes.
All right. Well, not since 1923 have we seen a battle on the House floor over who will be the Speaker of the House. But a small group of Republicans withholding their support from GOP leader Kevin McCarthy means history is once again repeating itself. A fourth vote is still underway, and Skylar Henry has more details from Capitol Hill.
Voting is resuming as lawmakers attempt to choose a new Speaker of the House after trying 3 separate times Tuesday to no avail.
A speaker has not been elected.
As many as 20 Republicans have voted for someone other than House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy during the vote so far.
I really have a lot of respect for these guys. They're some of the most talented members of our conference. They're very passionate in their beliefs. Unfortunately, I believe a lot of this is personal.
But McCarthy is confident he will be able to win enough support in the end to become Speaker.
If we're able to work out our differences and take this time, we'll only be stronger to be able to accomplish the things we want.
McCarthy points out more than 200 members of his caucus support him in his bid and says he won't back down. He's also calling in some support from some higher profile Republicans. McCarthy spoke with former President Donald Trump Tuesday night, and this morning, Trump called on the holdouts to vote for Kevin, close the deal, take the victory. Kevin McCarthy will do a good job and maybe even a great job.
He thinks it's better than all the Republicans get together to solve this. It doesn't look good for Republicans, but we want to be able to solve it when we're stronger in the long run.
Meanwhile, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, who's been very vocal in his opposition to McCarthy, sent a letter to the architect of the Capitol asking why McCarthy was allowed to move into the House Speaker's office and asked how long will he remain there before he's considered a squatter. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, the latest numbers show Representative Jeffries, the Democratic nominee, with 182 votes. Representative McCarthy has 171 votes, and Representative Donalds with 20 votes. Now, the House cannot conduct any other business, including swearing in new members, until a speaker has been elected. And a nominee, as it stands, needs about 218 votes to win. That may not happen. Well, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin remains hospitalized after collapsing during Monday night's game against the Bengals. His family told CBS News the 24-year-old is still on a ventilator, but there has been improvement. In Cincinnati and Buffalo, fans gathered for vigils, and across the nation there have been numerous tributes. All 32 NFL teams posted "Pray for Damar" on their Twitter pages. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, many employers want their employees back in the office, but some workers say they are never going back. And later, we're making Howard's favorite spaghetti squash in the Mr. Foodcast kitchen. Millions of Americans started to work from home during the pandemic, and now many employers want workers back in the office, but managers are being met with some pushback. Christian Benavides reports.
For a few months during the pandemic, Celine Da Silva worked from home, but her employer eventually brought her back to the office, and she went back to her daily hour-long commute until one day she had enough.
How did you tell them, I'm not coming back?
I started by telling them I wanted to be independent.
For Da Silva, that meant working remotely.
They couldn't offer me that.
She's part of a growing number of workers who would rather resign than return to the office. In a new survey by Fiverr, an online marketplace for freelancers, 42% of workers said they'd consider quitting if forced to be back in the office full-time. That's at odds with what the survey shows companies want. Nearly 70% of large company executives and managers want their employees in the office 5 days a week.
Basically, managers want things to go back to 2019.
Micha Kaufman is Fiverr's CEO.
About a third of the managers want employees to return in order to monitor them. Then about a quarter of those managers want employees to return to ensure that they take shorter breaks.
Da Silva now does freelance jobs from home. She's making more money, but working more.
For some people, you leave work at the office, but if your office is at home, what does that mean for you?
Well, I never stop working.
So even if you have to work more, the flexibility is worth it?
Yeah, totally.
Da Silva says the perks of making her own hours and avoiding a commute will keep her from returning to a job in the office. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Hallandale Beach, Florida.
Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Is it a melon or a squash? We've got the answer. plus ways that'll make this your new favorite.
But first, we've got another cold one across the 4 states, but more sunshine. We're also tracking some rain chances this weekend. We'll break it all down coming up. Oh, it's a little bit on the cold side out there for us today, but we've got a lot more sunshine to contend with, which is a good thing. Makes it at least look a little bit warmer out there, right? And that's what matters, is it looks nice. Look at how pleasant that view is at 7th and Range Line, looking pretty good out there. Same with the view from the MoDOT camera at I-44 and Range Line. Not bad. Cars are moving. That's always a plus, you know, when the cars are actually in motion. Skywatch Storm Tracker is clear down here, but that system that brought us severe weather on Monday now well off to the southeast, where they've been dealing with tornado watches, severe thunderstorm warnings, and tornado warnings, and several tornado reports as this line has continued to just press on across the southeast. Here at home, though, it's not bad. 42 in Joplin right now. 34 is what it feels like with a west breeze at 16 miles an hour. And across the region, again, it's a bit on the cool side. Some of it's a little bit warmer, though, like Neodesha, Chanute, both at 46, 45 Parsons, 41 Iola, 42 Miami, and 41 Carthage, Lamar, and Nevada at the noon hour. As we go through the rest of the day, still looking to hit a high right about 45 degrees in Joplin. We've got mostly clear skies. Could still see those winds gust upwards of 20 miles an hour, but that won't be that big of a deal. But it is enough to make it feel a little bit colder than what it actually is out there. We'll have some increasing clouds as we head into the evening, and if you're planning an evening out, this is what we're looking at. So mostly cloudy skies by 8 and 9, then we'll start to see some partly cloudy skies return to the area. And as you can see, temperatures don't just plummet. It's a slow drop off back down to 34 by 11, and as you can see, like we've seen the last couple of nights, the winds continue to remain fairly calm out there, so not bad. Now as we go into the overnight, temperatures, of course, continue to drop. We'll make it down to a low of 29 degrees, so definitely want to bundle up if you are heading out this evening. Otherwise, mostly clear skies, so at least, you know, if you are out tonight, got a great view of the stars overhead. Now, the future track, again, over the next couple of days, doesn't really have a lot to show us. It's not until we get in to Saturday that we actually start to see something pop up on here. And as you see, this is very early Saturday morning, early rain showers, and then they're quickly escorted out of here with this low pressure system. And you can see the spin associated with that right just almost over Topeka. Now, here's the deal. Ahead of it and with the showers, we've got this southerly breeze, so we actually get pretty warm. But on the backside, it turns into a north-northwesterly breeze, and that'll start to bring our temperatures down a bit as we head through Saturday night and into Sunday. So we'll have a couple of warm days. We're up to 45 tomorrow, 51 on Friday, 51 Saturday, may even get a pinch warmer. Certainly nobody complain, I think. But then as we get on the backside of that system, temperatures will start to fall slowly. This isn't another Arctic blast or anything. It's a slow drop off, but then we get back down to 28, 45 Sunday, Monday, back up to 51 Tuesday, and take a look at this. We hold on to the 50s as we roll through the end of next week. Yes, we have a weak system coming through late Wednesday into early Thursday. Could give us some sleet, maybe a light wintry mix, but as you can see, we're in the 50s on Wednesday, we're in the 50s on Thursday. So anything we see is going to be pretty minimal, and anything that tries to build up is going to be gone pretty quickly. So all things considered for January, not a bad forecast whatsoever out there.
I'm not going to complain about that one bit, for sure.
No, I think there's a lot more 50s on here than 40s. So
yeah,
not
we'll
bad.
take it. We'll take it. Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Keep those nights above freezing. You can do it.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
All right. Thanks, Chris. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Chief Petty Officer H.T. James, who served in both the U.S. Army and the U.S. Navy. The Joplin native served from 1946 to 1967. He earned the Navy Occupation Medal, the World War II Victory Medal, and the National Defense Medal. To Chief Petty Officer H.T. James, we thank you, our four-state hero. If you're looking for a low-carb dish that's a little cheesy, a little creamy, and a lot flavorful, you're going to love this veggie side dish. Howard shows us how to make his favorite spaghetti squash in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
Every day we get lots of questions on Facebook and on our website about how to do this or how to make that. And one that we've been seeing more and more is about how to cook a spaghetti squash. So if you aren't familiar with it, watch how easy it is to prepare. And if you already know, here's a refresher course. This is a spaghetti squash. To prepare it, place it in a large pot, add an inch or so of water, and cook it covered for about 20 to 30 minutes until it's tender. You can tell it's done when you can easily insert a knife into it. Then we take it out and let it cool a bit. After that, we cut it in half, remove the seeds, and with a fork, scrape out the meaty part. It looks just like spaghetti, but these noodles have a lot less carbs. And sure, we can top it with some red sauce for a low-carb Italian feast, but today we're tossing it with sour cream, a few spices, and some cheddar cheese and baking it off. And whether you serve this as a low-carb main dish or the perfect anytime go-along, get ready for lots of taste without all the guilt. To get the recipe, all you have to do is visit our website and look for what we call My Favorite Spaghetti Squash. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a tasty, low-carb way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
All right, up to 45 today and tomorrow, 51 Friday, Saturday, maybe some AM showers, 45 Sunday and Monday, and then back up to 51 by Tuesday. Not a bad looking forecast for January at all.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, what do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, at 5 after the holidays, a lot of Americans are considering cutting back on alcohol as part of Dry January. We take a look at the health benefits and the best ways to succeed. Plus, a send-off from Missouri's National Guard 294th Engineer Company as they travel to Africa. And the Kansas City Southern is looking for new employees to jump on the train. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
Just to update the numbers, it looks like they appear to be finished. Representative Jeffries had 212 votes, Representative McCarthy with 201, and Representative Donalds with 20. They needed 218 to win.
So it looks like it'll continue.
We'll have the latest tonight on the KOAM News at 5. Well, thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.